What's up, everybody? It's your boy the Noob, and for God's sakes, it is hot. Welcome to June. It is warm. God is trying to melt us. I have a fan going, so I apologize if the sound quality's got a little bit of issues. It's hot. I apologize. Your main boy is very warm, but that doesn't stop me from watching anime and from enjoying what I enjoy and sharing what I enjoy with you. So today I want to talk to you not about a manga, but of an anime that actually is an original idea. Now, what is an original idea, you might ask? Well, basically, there is no light novel, there's no manga, there's no previous work that it is adapted from. This is a anime which I enjoyed, and I really wish there was more to it. The title of this anime is called Death Parade. Now, Death Parade, for those who don't know, actually started out as an OVA called Death Billiards. Death Billiards was created, written, and directed by Yusuru Takachikawa, and that person went on to create Death Parade. Now, the original works was actually part of a project that happens in Japan that is called Young Animators Training Project, and produced by Madhouse. Now, this project is done in Japan because Japan's government didn't like that a lot of their animation was being outsourced. So this was a program that they started to try to get more young animators in the field, training on the spot, creating new content that they can be produced. And in 2014, I believe it was, Death Billiards was part of this project and was the #1, from what I understand, OVA that everyone liked, and thus became Death Parade. The plot of Death Parade is simply this. When people die, they don't automatically go to heaven or hell. No. They actually end up at a mysterious place that looks like a bar. Now, what is it that happens at this bar? Well, they are judged. Their soul is judged on if they are to be reincarnated or to eventually join into the void and never be seen again. Think Anubis from the Egyptian gods, but running a bar. You might be wondering, at this bar, how does one judge a person's soul to either be reincarnated or gone to the void? Well, it is what they call the death games, and by far some of my favorite games are in this. I am talking about games like bowling, pool, darts, arcade fighting games, Twister, air hockey, things like that. Usually when people show up, it is usually two people that show up, and they basically are playing against themselves to figure out what happens. Now, a good chunk of these people do not know that they're dead. A lot of them can't remember how they got to this bar. They still think they're alive, but as they play these games, portions of their memories start to come back. The good, the bad, the painful. All these things come back to them. One of my favorite games in this was the dart episode, because the dartboard, the way it was designed, each spot was actually part of the person's organ. You know, arms, heart, lung, eye, brain, stuff like that. So when these two players were throwing darts at the thing, when it hit a target, their partner would be affected. You would see them in pain as their body hurt, and parts of their memory came back as well. Now, the story mainly revolves around the people who show up at this bar, but of course, there has to be some regularity between each episode, and that is where you get your bartender and his assistant. This story mainly follows around the bartender, Decim. He is the bartender of the Quindecim Bar. He oversees the games, and he judges them on who's going to be reincarnated and who's going to be sent to the void. And he's not quite human from what it looks like. He doesn't have a lot of human emotions, but he does have respect for those who live their life to the fullest. In fact, he's even got this kind of hobby where at the end he dresses up mannequins into the clothes of the people who he respected from the games. He's got this whole room filled with them. Yeah, you might think it's a little creepy, but for someone who really doesn't have any emotions or anything like that, this is kind of his way of showing respect to those players. Now, the second person who is mainly seen in this anime, is his assistant, Chayuki. And now this person is very unique. See, apparently she is someone who showed up at the bar, but with no other contestant, and she didn't have any memories whatsoever. I mean, like, zip, zilch, nada. She couldn't even tell what her name was. For the longest time, they were just calling her the black-haired assistant. And she doesn't know what's going on, and even Decim doesn't know what's going on. So he makes her his assistant, hoping that interacting with the people, maybe she'll get her memories. And at the same time, when she interacts with Decim, she kind of brings out more of the human emotions that he doesn't realize that he does have. Now, the thing about her that you will find later on is she is a dead participant, but hers is very unique in a way. But I'm not going to spoil that. I'll let you find that on your own. This anime had one season, and of course the Death Billards, which was the OVA. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I love the twist on the we've died and now we're being taken somewhere else. Now, you know me, I love isekais. So seeing something like this that basically is the before isekai, the before reincarnation, I like this little twist. It's not God, you're not up in some heaven, you're not in some weird place. No, you're at a bar. And quite frankly, you know, if I just died, I'm going to want to sit down and have a Long Island iced tea before I move on to my mortal coil. This was a very unique anime for something that was created on its own. No back manga, no light novel, no nothing like that. It was just this guy, Yuzuru, just thought, hey, I got this idea, write it down, gets part of this project, first of all, gets Madhouse to do it, which is just, I love Madhouse's work, gets them to produce both the OVA and the anime, and go on from there. I mean, that is just worth it. And of course, I gotta say, I love the opening to this, the opening song. It is just my kind of jam, and I've got that thing on my radio. I can't play it because YouTube likes to bitch about it, but if you get a chance, please go listen to that song. It is just awesome. Well, folks, that's my anime recommendation for you this week. Now, do you like these? Do you want me to add more anime into my reviews? Because I can find original content that I have enjoyed, stuff that isn't made from mangas or light novels. These original concepts that really, I think, don't get enough love, but should. Let me know if there's any original ideas that you have enjoyed as an anime. Put them in the comments. Let me know if I've seen them. Hell yeah, I'll talk about them. If I haven't, hey, I'll go check them out. But until next time, folks, I thank you for joining me. I'm the Noob, and I hope you have a lovely day. See ya!